Action.
What's going on out there, YouTube? What's up out there, Team Commanders? It's your boy, Hollywood Sports. What's going on, everybody? What's good? What's good? If you are new to this channel, thank you for clicking on this video and welcome to the Washington Commanders post-game report. Guys, we got a W. We got a W. We got a W. It counts. It counts. We can't take it for granted. We can't complain about we didn't do this and do that. We can, but we got to appreciate the W. We got the W. Okay? We won our first two and lost our next three. So we got to appreciate this W, man. We know how the L's feel, but we got to appreciate this W. Okay? But I want to talk about this W. Eric Bieniemy called a great game to me. Okay, the reason why I say that is because he's using more of our wide receiver skill set, even when it comes to running the football from the backfield. You know, jet sweeps and stuff like that. Getting quick pitches from Sam Howell out of the backfield, which takes the pressure off the offensive line to really hold their blocks, to really have good pass blocks, and it keeps the defense off balance when you involve the wide receivers in the run game. The play fakes, the play action, okay, the motion left, motion rights. All that stuff is designed to keep the defense off balance, and that's why I say Eric Bieniemy called a great game. A great game. You know, and some of those run plays where they just, Sam Howell just stands there and just hands the ball to Robinson up the middle. I don't like those plays. They are not productive. We have never really done anything on those plays. Maybe those plays are designed to set something else up in the offense, maybe. But I don't think they're designed to really get any yards on those plays. Sure, they want yards on those kind of little, those little quick run plays up the middle. It's like Sam Howell just hikes it, stands there, and Robinson grabs it, runs up the middle, and we get no gain. But I'm pretty sure there's a reason, and a rhyme and a reason for that. But I don't like that play. But Eric Bieniemy did call a fantastic play, man, involving our offense, and he's coming up with new wrinkles all the time. I think he's really trying to take advantage of the skill set of our offense, man. When you talk about our receivers, we got good backs. He's really mixing it up right now. Okay. We have seen every week that the offense can score points. We've seen it, man. Even in our defeats, we're scoring 20 and 30 points a game. You know, in this game, we scored 24 points. We can score, guys. We can score. Okay? We know that Coach Rivera's theme this week was do your job. Do your job. Do your job. Do your job. And for you guys that don't really understand what he means by that, we got a young, energetic, really play hard, motivated. I'm looking at the defense when we talk about do your job. It goes with everybody, especially like the offensive lineman, but really the defensive line and the secondary have to do their job. They have to do their part, or the play design for the defense does not work, and that's where the big plays come from. Here's an example. Let's say Chase Young says, okay, I'm supposed to contain the outside on this play, but I'm really not supposed to rush in and try to get the quarterback on this pass play. My job is to contain the outside. Now, let's say Chase Sweat he gets excited. He's trying to get a big play. We're losing, and he goes, I think I can get him. I think I can get him on this play. I got the right move to get him. And he does that. Okay, next thing you know, it's a screen play. Chase Young get caught on the inside for a big play, or wide receiver screen, or something like that. They might see how aggressive Chase Young is and say, okay, he's burling inside on every play. He's giving us a lot of pressure. We're going to throw a wide receiver screen on him, or we're going to throw a regular screen on him. See, those kind of things I think Rivera's talking about. Do your job. Don't try to be a hero. Don't try to make the big play because you ruin the design of the defense. It wasn't meant for Chase Young to make the play on that play. It was probably meant for somebody else to make the play. So they got to support each other and say, you know what, on this play, it's not mine. I'm just going to do my job. If it comes my way, then I'm going to handle it. But the defense is designed for, maybe certain drop zones and stuff like that. If everybody don't drop in their right zone, it's going to be a big play. Or somebody don't hit the right gaps on the defensive line. And then that's why we can't stop the run play. Because they're thinking, oh man, I'm going to run through, I'm going to jump this gap. I know I can beat this guard. I know I can beat this tackle. And next thing you know, it's a reverse or something. And they get beat on the inside. Or they rush the wrong gap. And then they get double teamed. And there's a big hole in the middle of the line. Stuff like that. I think what Ron Rivera is saying, because we got the talent, guys. We have a roster that can compete, but do we compete as one? Do we compete as one unit? Do we operate as one unit with communication? Okay? Team means together, everybody achieves more. That's what team stands for, guys. Together, everybody achieves more. It's not one. It's not one. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try to get this interception. I'm gonna try to jump this route, right? And then the safety's thinking, okay, he's gonna cover his man, but he don't cover him. And then we wonder why they get beat over the top on deep passes. Man, I could talk about this all day. But if everybody do their job on a specific play, okay, that's called for the defense, I think we'll be fine. I think right now they're doing that, and it seemed like the defense was a step slow, but I think they're focusing on their job. And eventually they're gonna come together as a unit, communicate. Hey man, I know you're gonna jump out in the flat, so don't worry. I got anything coming past you. So don't try to get the man coming by you. That's my job if he comes by you. If he doesn't come by you, you just do your job. Stuff like that. That's what communication is. I think that's what's wrong with our defense, man. Because everybody's thinking, man, they got all this talent on defense, but they're not doing anything. They're giving up too many points. Because Ron Rivera was right. Do your job. D tackle, do your job. Left end, do your job. Middle linebacker, do your job. We didn't ask you to come up the middle and blitz because you thought you read the right play. We asked you to do your job, okay? Enough about that, okay? So I think that's what he meant by do your job, and I like that, man. So if they start doing it as a unit, we're going to get a lot better. And they did play a lot better defense in this game, okay? Now, one thing I saw a stat that the Atlanta Falcons only had 5 sacks through 5 weeks. When you first hear that, you think, man, that's pretty good. Then Sam Howell should be okay. No. In my mind, I was thinking, I'm still worried. We got one of the worst offensive lines in the league. Our quarterback got the most sacks in the league. Been sacked the most times in the league. And what happened in this game? He still got sacked 5 times when the Atlanta Falcons didn't have 5 sacks all season in 5 weeks. And they got 5 in this game. So our offensive line need work. They need to start making moves. They need to switch positions. They need to start doing something now. Sam Howell is getting beat up. And those teams are not going to stop. They're going to keep blitzing, especially on those second and longs and third. Anytime we have longs, that's when the defense is coming. If it's third and short, second and short, things like that, I don't think they're going to really come up to the blitzes. They're going to be honest and play defense. But when we got second and long and third and long, they're going to pull their ears back and come after Sam Howell, man. We got to fix that line play. They got to I hope they're looking at free agency. I hope they're looking at a whole bunch of stuff, man. They need to get that line play fixed, okay? We gave up 5 sacks tonight on Sam Howell, man. If we lose Sam Howell, guys, we might as well throw the season away. Brissett's okay, but he's not mobile like Howell, man. Even the rush is really going to get him. The rush is really going to get Brissett. He ain't going to be able to get away like Howell, okay? Now, here's another thing. Sam Howell was completing 68.6%, almost 70% of his passes, man, okay? And that's just the beginning of it. Sam Howell was leading the NFL for quarterbacks in passing. Did y'all know that? He's leading the NFL in passing, even with all the sacks. All we have to do, man, I'm telling you, if we can protect Sam Howell, this offense will score points week in and week out. Week in and week out. Eric Bieniemy is too good of a play caller. We got too much talent on offense, in the wide receiver core and our backs. We just need to strengthen. We got good tight ends. We need to strengthen that offensive line. Man, we can score with anybody. Sam Howell's being recognized right now. He's recognized as the most sacked quarterback in the NFL, but he's got a lot of yards, man. Even though he's throwing a lot, that's probably the reason we have to throw a lot. All right. We played a good first half in this game, but we sucked in the second half. Would y'all agree with that? In the first half, we came out. It wasn't a slow start. Offense was moving the ball. Defense was getting stops. We came out in the second half. What happened? We got to learn how to play 60 minutes, man. We got to play 60 minutes straight up. And do we really have an identity? Do our team have an identity? You look at the 49ers, even though they lost, you know what kind of production you're going to get from that defense, and you know what kind of production you're going to get from that offense. If you look at our team, we're hoping. We don't see consistency like those top teams. You know what you're going to get when you come up against Philadelphia. You know how their offense is going to play. You know how their defense is going to play. When you look at us, it's like, are we going to play good tonight or are we not going to? We got to learn how to bring it the same, be consistent, and show who we are week in and week out. And I think we're not there yet because we really don't have that consistency. If we stick with what Coach Ron Rivera is talking about, do your job, and we get consistent at doing our job, the team will be consistent. I like Ron Rivera for doing it, man. That was a big move. He put signs up all over the locker room. Do your job. All in practice. Do your job. And as a team, we'll be consistent because everybody is doing their job. And I think that's what the real good teams are doing right now. Buffalo Bills, all those kind of teams. You know what you're going to get from those guys, man. You know, right? But I think we are starting to understand what we're going to get from Sam Howell. We're going to get consistency as far as reading defenses, taking off on the run, finding his receivers, making all the throws. He ain't scared to go deep. You know, he's throwing in tight windows. Sam Howell's going to get better, guys. We got to give him some protection before he gets hurt and we ruin him, man. Eventually, all those hits are going to stop bothering him, okay? That's just human nature. All those hits are going to start bothering him. And we got to prevent that. They have got to do something about that offensive line like now. Okay? Now, you know what grade I give the defense for tonight? The secondary seemed a little shaky, but I think they're getting used to do their job. And it's not your job to make the play. Wherever the ball goes, it's somebody else's job to make the play. You just do your job, read your keys, and stick with what you're supposed to do on that play. You know, I give him a C+. Maybe a B-, but I give him a C+. Okay? Especially in the fourth quarter when Atlanta was trying to make a move. The defense was giving up on that. Now, we got those interceptions from Fuller and St. Jude. I love that. And that's the kind of play they need to play like every game. The way they played coming down towards the end of the stretch when Atlanta was trying to score, man, the defense was putting pressure. The secondary was locking down. I just hope they got a feeling of how that felt. You know, once you get something and you see how it feels, you remember that feeling, hopefully you continue to do that. And they continue to do their job, man. I like that, guys. Do your job. I hope this is not the only week Ron Rivera stresses that. Every week from now, he's got his stress. Do your job. And practice all week. Leave those signs up in the locker room. I would be asking players, what are you supposed to do? My job. What are you supposed to do in every play? My job. I would dig it into their brains. We're not looking for heroes. We're looking for a unit, a team unit. Together, everybody achieves more. It's team, right? There's no I in team, right? But that's all I have, guys. I just appreciate this win. We got to fix this offensive line. Hey, man, let's get ready for next week. I'm Hollywood Sports. Thanks for watching. And I hope you enjoyed the Washington Commanders Report.